Okay. Okay. Good evening to everyone. So already we know that our examination schedule for the uh, year UC final sem we are having on I think 19th. Our exam will be start from 19th theory exams. Practical mode maybe and I mean 10th or 12th. And before theory exam, we are going to conduct the practical exams. So for that purpose, I am going to explain about the practical. So what experiment we can expect in the examination, what you have to write, that I will be explained very clearly. So according to our syllabus, you see, I am going to talk about the eighth paper. So even sem, that is paper 6 sem semester, paper 6 and paper 8. So paper 6 is organic chemistry, paper 8 is physical chemistry. So in this physical chemistry, already I told, is given very clearly what are the content is there. So first one is decomposition of the hydrogen peroxide. Already you know that. Hydrogen peroxide and ethyl acetate, hydrolysis of ethyl acetate. So this ethyl acetate is second order reaction, whereas decomposition of hydrogen peroxide is first order reaction. So these two experiments are there, and also we are having pH met, pH meter and conductometer is there, and also we have calorimeter. This is a very important. So next one is there are be given two procedure. One is surface tension and viscosity. So out of these two, viscosity and surface tension, you have to write one and experiment brief procedure you have to write. Is carry 5 marks. So that you have to write. After that, we will give the experiment. So then we will give the question. You have to write the aim of the experiment, and then what operators you used in that experiment, and operators and chemicals, and also you have to write the principle, aim, operators, chemicals, principle, then procedure you have to write. After writing the procedure, you have to go for the tabular form. That is after after drawing the tabular form, whatever the data you will get in the experiment, that you have to put in the tabular form and go for the calculation. That is very important. So that also I will give. And after the calculation, you will get the our aim is to calculate the rate constant for the first order reaction. So decomposition of hydrogen peroxide, so it will be decomposed into the water and oxygen in presence of the ferric ion, that act as a catalyst. That's a very important. So we here the decomposition will be takes place by adding the potassium permanganate. That we have to, these chemicals you have to do, you have to know. So where we use the where we take the chemicals in the burette and in the prepared, that is very important. And preparation of the solution also is very important. How many are present here? So okay, 29 is there. Now I'm going to discuss about the first experiment, that is you see here determination of order of the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide by using ferric 3 ion as catalyst. So this is a question we will give like that. Determination of order and determine the order of the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide by using the ferric ion as catalyst. Then you have to write the aim of the experiment. Then you have to, sir, we didn't we didn't do the did the experiment in the laboratory. How we can write? So what we have to do? That is very important. Don't be confused. So I will give the complete information. So here you see the main, whatever the experiment you are going to get in the examination, that we will give the question in the form of the question, and then you have to write the aim, operators, chemicals and operators, principle and procedure you have to write. Then you have to practice, I mean, draw the tabular form, and we will give the experimental value. So whatever experimental value you get, that value, then you have to go for the calculation. After that, you have to draw the graph with the help of that whatever the data you will get in the tabular form by doing the experiment. Mean you may not do the experiment, but we will give the whatever the data you will get, that data we will given. So you have to do the calculation with the help of that data. You have to plot the graph. That is your duty. You have to do in the examination. So here you see first is very important. So this is experiment is available in our laboratory. So therefore you have to practice it. That is very important. So what is the question mean? Already I told determination of the order of the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide by using the ferric ion as catalyst. So now you see here, what is it? Here you see M. So determination of the order of decomposition of hydrogen peroxide H2O2 by using Fe plus 3 ion as catalyst. This is the aim of the experiment. So what you are going to calculate the order. So for what? Hydrogen peroxide. How? In presence of the catalyst. What is that catalyst mean? Ferric ion. Then what will happen? It is hydrogen peroxide undergoes into the decomposition. Then it will convert into the water and liberate the oxygen. So the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide, what rate, how fast it is converting from hydrogen peroxide to the, how fast it is decomposing from hydrogen peroxide to water and oxygen. That rate you are going to calculate. By that we can calculate the order. Then we calculate the rate constant. So this is the aim of the experiment. Now you are going until next we are writing chemical required for this experiment. This is very. So here you see what chemical we are going to use here. Hydrogen peroxide. So this is the hydrogen peroxide and ferric chloride, that is FeCl3. This we can use. And here is the potassium permanganate KMnO4, and then it is a distilled water. We take the distilled water. These are the general chemicals we are used in this experiment. This is a very clear. Next, third one is operators. So what operators we are going to use in this experiment? Burette, pipette. So very familiar, burette and pipette, and two conical flasks and a stopwatch. Or you can use your cell phone or wristwatch, whatever it. So here you see these four are very important. These are the operators. What are the burette? This is burette, and this is pipette. Conical flask. We can take two conical flasks, 100 ml, 250 ml conical flask. We take two conical flasks. One is stopwatch or whatever it, clock, I mean wall clock or whatever is, I mean cell phone. You have to take the time is very important. You have to maintain the time to calculate the rate or order is very important. So here you see these are the operators. Up to here is clear. Any experiment, if we give the question, you have to write the aim. Aim is nothing but almost the question, whatever the question we give, that is nothing but aim. And second one is here your chemicals, and what chemicals you are using in that experiment, that is very important, that you have to write. Third one is operators. Now you are at all experiments. Now we are going to discuss about the theory. What is theory? Here you see this is hydrogen peroxide. Just you are going to 2 moles of hydrogen peroxide here we are taking. It is undergoes into the decomposition and give the 2 moles of water and 1 moles of the oxygen. Oxygen will be liberated. It will be enter into the atmosphere. So here you see this is nothing but water and oxygen. You have to, this is principle. I mean, you have to remember this one. So decomposition of hydrogen peroxide in presence of the ferric ion. So it will be converted as water and oxygen. That is nothing but this equation you have to write. 2H2O2 and 2 H2O plus O2. This is hydrogen peroxide, water and oxygen. And here you see, if you want, what is the mechanism? What is happening in the reaction? So that is also here we can write. So acidify the KMnO4. First we will add the acid to the KMnO4 is decolorized by the hydrogen peroxide. Then in the following way. First you see this is KMnO4, we add the H2SO4. This is the acid. Then what we are acidify the KMnO4. First we do the acidify the KMnO4, it will give the K2SO4, potassium sulfate, manganese sulfate, and water and oxygen will be liberated. And then by adding the hydrogen peroxide, it will be the hydrogen peroxide, whatever the oxygen is liberated here, the 5 moles of the oxygen will be reactive with the hydrogen peroxide and it will give, convert or decomposed into the hydrogen peroxide into the water and oxygen. If we combine these two equations, if we get the overall reaction. What is the overall reaction? The KMnO4 in presence of the, here you see hydrogen peroxide, and also we had the acid, I mean acidic KMnO4 we will take, that will be added with the hydrogen peroxide, and then it will K2SO4 and MnSO4 and water, and also it will give liberate the oxygen. Here you see it is undergoes into the decomposition and give the water. This is the overall reaction will be takes place. So thus 2 moles of KMnO4, here you see 2 moles of KMnO4, this is 2 moles of KMnO4, required 5 moles of hydrogen peroxide, this is the 5 moles of hydrogen peroxide, and 1 mole of KMnO, here you see KMnO4, and we will get here 1 mole of KMnO4 and will require 5 by 2 moles of the hydrogen peroxide. Here hydrogen peroxide 5 by 2, here 5 moles of this we will take, and 2 moles of the this KMnO4 we will take. So that is 5 by 2, and mean here you see 1 mole of KMnO4 will require 5 by 2 moles of hydrogen peroxide, and 5 by 2 moles of hydrogen peroxide. This is the mechanism of the reaction. So first you have to remember this equation, very, very important. And if you write this equation is very, very, and I mean, you will get full marks. This is a very, very important. So next we are going to discuss about the procedure. So how to do the experiment in the laboratory. So that is very, very important. First you see, so first we have to prepare the reaction mixture, and then we have to take, so whatever the operators are there, pipette is there, burette is there, conical flask are there, watch glass, all this you have to make it ready, and then you have to start the preparation of the reaction mixture. So how to prepare the mixture? Here you should take 90 ml of distilled water, already I told, in a conical flask. There are two conical, one is big conical flask, second one is small, at 100 ml and 250 ml conical flask we will supply and we will take in the laboratory. So in the 250 ml conical flask you take, 100 ml conical flask you take, and 90 ml of distilled water and 5 ml of hydrogen peroxide, or 100 ml or 150 ml conical flask we will supply. One is small, other one is big one. So big one means 250 ml and second one is nearly 150 ml we will give. So here 90 ml of distilled water. In the distilled water, you have to add 5 ml of hydrogen peroxide. So this we prepared already. The 90 ml and 5 ml means we prepared the large quantity of the hydrogen peroxide. You need not to do, and mean 90 ml, 5 ml or 180 ml means 10 ml we will add, and we will prepare for large quantity. You need not worry about it. And here you see this we will take here. So hydrogen peroxide is added to the, then you have to take the hydrogen peroxide and added 5 ml of the ferric chloride, that is catalyst, and this, and stir it, and it will become the reaction mixture. So first you have to prepare the reaction mixture. How you can prepare the reaction mixture main is very clear. You will take, here you see 95 ml of the hydrogen peroxide and you add the 5 ml of ferric chloride, that is 5 ml of 5% of Km. We will supply the Fe3 Fe plus 3, that is ferric chloride will be supplied. So before going to prepare this reaction mixture, what you have to do? This is very, very important. So first you have to not prepare the reaction mixture. First you have to take the burette and clean it, and then you see that there is no any water drops in the burette, and you take in that burette 1 or 2 ml of KMnO4 and rinse it and throw it out, and again you fill with the KMnO4 into the burette. You have to take the KMnO4 in the burette up to the 0 mark, and you see that there is no any air bubbles in the nozzle. You have to check up, and then you have to clamp the burette to the burette stand. This first you have to do here. This is the first point. What you have to do mean, you have to take the KMnO4 in the burette and up to the mark, and there should not be any air bubble in the nozzle of the burette, and then clamp to the burette stand. That's the one is over. Second point, you take another conical plus. Small here you see the small 250 ml conical plus you have to take. In that you see here, you have to take immediately you have to that before going to take that in that big conical plus, you have to take one test tube here. Then it is to be treated with the this one. Immediately to start the pipette of 10 ml of the reaction mixture in the conical plus. That conical plus should be contained so cold water and one test tube of hydrogen peroxide. What we have to take here in big conical plus, we have to take ice cold water to 2 test tube, 1 test tube of hydrogen sulfuric acid, that is dilute sulfuric acid. You have to ready it. First we have to fill the burette and clamp to the burette stand. Then we have to take the 250 ml conical plus. In that we have to take what we have to take here. That is cold water, ice cold water, and 1 test tube of H2SO4, so sulfuric acid. And then you have to prepare the reaction mixture. What is that reaction mixture? Already we know that 95 ml of hydrogen peroxide and 5 ml of ferric chloride, and you add the ferric chloride into the hydrogen peroxide. Immediately you shake it thoroughly, and immediately you have to ready the pipette of 10 ml of pipette and put it in the reaction mixture and suck the 10 ml of the reaction mixture and transfer into the conical plus, which contain ice cold water and sulfuric acid. Immediately you have to transfer. Don't waste the time. And at that time you have to note down the time. So exactly what is the time? Suppose if it is 5:20, we can note down the 5:20. That is 5:20 minutes, or 5:15 minutes. 5:15 you have to write. That is very, very important. Sometime you will forget the note down this time. Time is very, very important. So here you see, first you take the burette. In that burette you will take a KMnO4 and fix it to the burette stand. Second one is you take the conical flask, and in that you take the ice cold water and 1 test tube of H2SO4, dilute H2SO4. Then you prepare the reaction mixture. Why? Because you take the 95 ml of hydrogen peroxide and 5 ml of ferric chloride, and immediately you shake it. And the reaction will be stopped. The decomposition of hydrogen peroxide will be takes place. So immediately you have to shake it thoroughly, and a fraction of second, in few seconds, you have to transfer the 10 ml of the reaction mixture from the reaction mixture to the ice cold water, which contain the ice cold and H2SO4 conical flask. Transfer into that, and then immediately you have to note down the time, and then you have to titrate that reaction mixture, whatever you have taken the transfer reaction mixture into the ice cold water and H2SO4, you have to titrate against the KMnO4 which we taken in the burette. Then what will happen at the end point? Then the colorless solution become colorless to pink color, light pink color. That means the reaction is over. So that reading we called as V0. V mean volume, 0 mean at 0 time. 0 time mean immediately we will take within few seconds. Whenever we transfer whenever prepare the reaction mixture, immediately we take out 10 ml with the pipette and transfer into the ice cold water and H2SO4, and then we will note down the time, and we will go for the titration against the KMnO4 which we taken in the burette. And then the titration will be taking place, and at the end point the colorless solution become the color solution, that is light pink color. When we have to stop to add the KMnO4, and we have to note down that value. That value we call as V0. Why we value at 0 time? At 0 time, that whatever the volume of the KMnO4 consumed in that reaction, that we will note down. That is a very, very important. Here is given. Immediately start the stopwatch and pipette out 10 ml of the reaction mixture and transfer into the conical flask, which contain the cold water, ice cold water, and test tube of the H2SO. Then it is to be titrated with the KMnO4, that is 0.05 N concentrated solution. And then what will happen until pale pink color appear? So then colorless to pale pink color will be appear. That we have to take here. So then what will happen? So I mean that after that, then when the pale pink color will come, we will stop the burette, and that solution, that reading we will note down in the tabular form, and that solution we will throw it and wash the conical flask. And you have to wait for the 10 minutes exactly. You see, suppose first reading you have taken at 5:20, then second reading we have to take at 5:30. Here you see we have to maintain a regular interval of time. Say for every 10 minutes, pipette out 10 ml of the reaction mixture into a conical flask containing ice cold water and added test tube of dilute H2SO4, and again titrate with the potassium permanganate which we have taken in the conical flask. That's a very, very important that you have to keep in your mind. Okay, so then that is nothing but we called VT value, that we call as VT value. So each interval like this, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and 30, 40, 50, 60, up to 60 minutes. We have to take the zero reading, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So zero reading is different. And again, we have to take 10 VT values, V0 value and VT values. We will take V10, V20, V30, V40, V50, V60. Like that, we have to take the 6 reading. And one is V0 reading, second one is V10 to V6. That is 6 readings we will take. So that is we will take, that is a different value at time t. MnXX will, that we will get here. A mean initial concentration, after that X concentration, X moles of the hydrogen peroxide decomposed, and then whatever the left 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, that is the concentration of the hydrogen peroxide, that is A minus X we will take it. So next we are going to take the tabular form here. You see, this is the tabular form here. So first you see, we have taken V0 value that we noted as at 0 time, and a volume at 0 time, that is 33 ml we got. That KMnO4 reading is 33 ml. What is that ml? 33 ml we will get. That is the value. V0 value is 33. We note down that V0 value. And after 10 minutes, then the burette reading we will get. So burette reading, that is 26 ml. 20 minutes, after 20 minutes, and each 10 minutes interval we have to take reading. So after 10 minutes, again we will take 20.5 and 16.5, 30 at 30 minutes. At 40 minutes, that is 13.0. 50 minutes means 10.5. 60 minutes means 8.5. That like that we will get the burette reading. So when the burette solution is over, again you fill the KMnO4 into the burette. Whenever you have leisure, some gap between the one reading to other reading, at that moment you have to fill the burette. And then we will get here V0 and VT. This is nothing but VT value. And how to do the calculation and how we can calculate the rate constant, that is very very important. So we will give this time and reading this value. You have to remaining part you have to do here. This is the remaining part you have to do. Here you see serial number, time, burette reading, that is Vt, and V0 by Vt, log V0 by Vt. This is a formula. K is equal to 2.303 by T log V0 by Vt. This is the K value. It will give the this equation, first order equation. This is will give the K value, the rate constant. Here you see we will give these two values, 10 and this is the time we will give burette reading. Then what you have to do? You have to do this calculation. So V0 by Vt. So V0 means 33 ml by 26. Then you have to write here 1.2694. And then here 33 by 20.5. You will get this value. And 33 by 33 means V0. 33 by here 16.5 ml. We get this value. At 33 by 13, we will get like this. All this value we will get. You take these values logarithm of 1.2692, it will give 0.1035. And similarly like this, we have to take the log for this. We will get V0 by Vt value. This is log V0 by Vt value. Then what we have to do here? Here K value. So whatever the value you will get, that is log V0 by Vt. So this is multiplied by the 2.303, and this value multiply log value multiply by 2.303 and divided by T mean here what 10 minutes. At 10 minutes you will get the rate constant this value. And second value you see, you take this is the log V0 by Vt multiplied by the 2.303 divided by T. T means that is 20 minutes, not 10 minutes. Here 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, so what is the rate constant that we are going to calculate it? And third reading, you see, this is nothing but log V0 by Vt. It multiplied by the 2.303 and divided by 30. You will get this value. Like this, we will get 6 value. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 value we will get here. Then we have to take the average. Average means this is the average of 6. You take the place or add this 6 and divided by 6, you will get average. That is value we will get is 1.3. This is nothing total you will get. By taking addition here, you will get the total. This total value, mean value you have to take, average value you have to take. That is nothing but 0.13956 divided by 6. How many value? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 values are there. So then we have to divide it by 6. You will get the this value, that is 2.326 into 10 to the power of minus 2 value. That is first order rate constant units is per minute. So here you see, by doing the experimental, you will get the rate constant, that is 2.326 into 10 to the power of minus 2 per minute. We are taking here minute, each 10 minutes. So 0 reading, 10 minutes, 20, 30, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, like that. So for minutes. If it is second, we can write for second. So here use this. This is nothing but experimental K value we determined here. Then whether it is correct or not, we can clarify with the plotting the graph. How we can plot the graph? Here you see, this on x-axis we have to take the time. On y-axis we take the log V0 by Vt. This is log V0 by Vt mean already we know. This is log V0 by Vt value. We will take on y-axis. And here you see we will take the time. This is the time 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. That we will take on x-axis. Time we will take on x-axis. And this is the nothing but log V0 by Vt. Then here you see we will get the straight line. So we will get some points here, and you have to straight line which is passing through the origin. That's a very, very important. So graph. So here we will take the so one straight line which is passing through the origin. Some points may be here, or some points may be here, like this. So maximum point should be coincide with the line, and which is passing through the origin. We have to draw the line. Then from that line we have to take any 2 points, and then we take the here like this and this value, and if you extend this one and this one, and if you extend onto the x-axis this value and this value, it is y2, this for y2 by y1, this is x2 minus x1, then it will give the slope. Already we know x-axis 1 unit we can take as x-axis 1 unit. This is x-axis 1 unit, we take 10 minutes. That is 1 unit is equal to 10 minutes is there. And y-axis, you see one unit we can take as 10 minutes on x-axis. Y-axis we have to take 1 unit is equal to 0.1, is 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, like this. This is a very, very important scale you have to write. After drawing the scale, then we have to go for the calculation. So what is that calculation? You see here, we have to calculate the slope. That slope is nothing but dy by dx. That is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1. Here, y2 minus y1 means this value minus this value. And whatever the point you will take here, this value. Then it will go y2 minus y1. And x2 minus, and this is x1. This is a value. Here we have taken here y2 0.3 minus 0.2 by 30 minus 20. That is 0.1 mean by 10. That is 0.01. This is nothing but we call as slope. The slope is multiplied by the 2.303 constant. It will give the rate constant. That is 2.303 into 10 to the power of minus 2 per minute. This is graphical value. Previously, what we get, that is experimental K value. These two should be very close, approximately same. Then only your experiment is correct. Otherwise, you make the mistake. By that only we will give the marks. So whether these are correct or not, graphical and experimental value both should be same, almost same. That is very, very important. So that we will do. So then we can write as, you see, result we can write. Here you see velocity constant, that is rate constant K for the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide at 25 degrees centigrade is equal to 2.326 into 10 to the power of minus 2 first minutes. Already we got here at the tabular form. Here you see, here we got that is 2.326 into 10 to the power minus 2. Same value. At the main result we are going to write. It's carry 1 mark. 2.326 into 10 to the power minus 2 per minute. From tabular form, tabular data, experimental data. And here you see 2.303 into 10 to the power minus 2. This is from graphically. So this graphical after doing the calculation, after getting the slope and multiplied by the constant 2.303, we will get 2.303 into 10 to the power minus 2 for minutes. This is nothing but graphical value. So 2.303 into 10 to the power minus 3. You see here, this value and this value, here 2.326, here 2.303. Here you see second and third digit maybe varies, and the first 2.3 mean almost is same into 10 to the power minus 2, 10 to the power minus 2 for minute. So it is very close. So then almost it is 99% is correct. So you will get good marks here. The nature of the graph should be a straight line passing through the origin. The graph should be pass through the origin. So this is the experiment for the hydrogen peroxide. Anyone? Come on. Also unmute yourself and talk to me. Hello. Only 9 members are there. 30 members are.
Yes, sir.
I will play at the time of practical. Then I will take the attendance and there I will show what I am. So who are present in the classes and who are regular have the attendance. All this we will see. By that only we will allot the marks. I think you saw the 5th semester. How many marks you got? You know very well. So here also you are not attending mean, that is you are not serious about your examination. Because you are the final year student, you are outgoing students, you must attend the classes regularly, and your exam will be start theory from 19th and practical may be start from 10th or 12th. So you should be very conscious. Because of that only we are giving. Don't be confused. So this is the experiment. This procedure you have to write at the time of examination. Come on, tell me. Anyone? Unmute yourself.
Sir, practical exams and theory exams are same date.
Hello. Please.
Sir, practical exam and theory exam are on the same date, sir?
Practical and theory exams?
On the same date or different dates?
Different date. No. This time is different date. So last time is I think after completing the theory, you may write the practical examination. Huh? Yeah, is it
Yes,
correct?
sir.
This time
Uh,
they are given different schedule. So you are having the practical most probably from 10th or 12th of this month to 16th. Then from 19th you are having theory exams. It will be up to December, August 20th. The exams will be goes. So the exams start from 19th July, and then it will goes up to 20th August. The timetable schedule will go. But this time the practical and theory are not on the same day. The practical is a different schedule and theory is different schedule is there. Come on, any doubts regarding this? This is given very clear for your sake. I have given I prepared this with the help of the BUC and prepared with this PPT, and I am giving explanation. And one more experiment I will take the calorimetry. Out of these two we can expect one question, so that also I will explain. And at the time of exam you have to write the whatever we will give the data, that you have to do the calculations and tabular form you have to do, and then you have to plot the graph and you have to submit. If it is correct, then we will give the full marks. There is no doubt. So try to practice it and prepare these two. And I mean, very, very important. So this is the next tomorrow or day after tomorrow. I will take one more class for the calorimetry, how to take the reading and how to calculate calculation part and the tabular form and calculation form of I mean calculation and how to plot the graph. That also I will explain for the calorimeter. From our side, we are very clear. We are giving all information. So we are completing total syllabus without any missing of the topics. So that's why you should be prepared, because you are outgoing student. You must have some subject. With subject you have to come out. So hydrogen peroxide means you will get, if you attend the class you will get some idea. That is very, very important, Anna. So because of that you tell you inform your friends, try to attend the classes, these classes, and then you
sir,
come on.
what about the fifth sem result, sir? Result?
Sixth sem result had not yet come, not yet given.
No, sir.
Huh?
No, no, sir.
I think
Hmm.
second and sixth sem in previous fourth sem and second sem result was given. I mean last 2 days back. So it may be come within 1 or 2 days. I think. I mean by I think by 6 I think of this month you may get it. After that the fees date will come, and then the practical schedule.